Again in the ruck, Richardson got his hands on the ball. Russell, a deft tap. Buckley yet to really get into the game. Jose at ground level, caught by Russell, dumped inside the centre square. A lot of feeling in this game from the opening bounce, where Jose Ramiro was given a free kick before the ball was bounced.
And interesting, Di Martina's dropped back into the defensive 50 for the Bulldogs, and there's just players flowing through. Curran's his direct opponent. There's a lot of mismatches going on around these midfield areas.
Osborne still got some pace. Handball didn't hit a target. McDonald. Collingwood have the numbers. Back to Osborne, still on the centre wing. Can kick the ball long to centre half forward. Williams is the target. Liberatore went the punch from behind. Croft has been handy. Under pressure, the siren sounds. Terrific first quarter at Optus Oval. A tough game.
Still going on.
It started before the opening bounce, and it's still continuing at the end of the first quarter.
All about the matchups. Each side, Patterson is trying to get onto Ramiro. Ramiro's trying to get off him. There's just a whole lot of players being given designated opponents, and they're trying their hardest to make sure that they actually can play those direct contests.
Well, good sign, I suppose, for the Bulldogs. One of their matchups is working. Buckley, just the one kick for the quarter.
Yeah, that's a good sign for them. But at the moment, as I say, very even quarter. The Collingwood have got the lead, and deservedly so, but really there's just nothing in this game, and it's just a great contest.
So at quarter time, the Bulldogs, hot favourites here today, 3-5-23, trailing Collingwood, 4-4-28.
Saturday, NBA Live, when the Rockets, led by Sir Charles, Hakeem and Clyde the Glide, fire into Minnesota to take on young guns Stephen Marbury, Kevin Garnett and the Timberwolves. The Houston Rockets, the Minnesota Timberwolves, live Saturday morning at 10 on ESPN. In rugby union, there has never been a greater player than Australia's number 11, David Campese. He's been called the Bradman of rugby, and when Campo played, he drew people to the game, exciting the crowd with his speed, swerve and dynamic touchdowns. For 15 years, David Campese remained at the top of international rugby, playing 101 test matches, a record for an Australian, and scoring an all-time record 64 test tries. The 1991 World Cup won by Australia will be remembered as the David Campese World Cup. At club level, Campo never played in a losing grand final between 1982 and 1997, including wins in Italy for Petrarca and Milan, and in Sydney for the Galloping Greens Randwick. David Campese, the winger with the famous goose step, is our co-host on The Running Game and one of our champions on the Channel of Champions, Sports Australia.
Started the second term at Optus Oval, 5 points the difference in favour of a rampaging Collingwood. Shane Watson has 3 goals, some vintage form from him. Good leap by Richardson. Williams hacks it out of mid-air, only to see the dual best and fairest Scotty West kick to, well, plenty of numbers out there. Darcy takes it. They could have raffled it. Darcy's kick inside 50. Or free kick, was it to Collingwood? No, after the mark was missed. Hudson, kick one in the first quarter. Pressured by Osborne. Brown, who had the job on Grant in the first quarter, free kick on the shoulder.
It's not quite working for the Bulldogs. I mean, I think on most occasions Smith would have taken that mark, got 2 hands on it, but they've just fumbled 3 or 4 times, key times. So just at the moment, they're not really sort of just on the ball and playing at their best, are the Bulldogs.
Jason Wild, first quarter from him, 6 possessions. McDonald, short of half-back. To a contest on centre wing. Watson punched the ball away. Now Di Martina back to Cameron. Time to measure the kick. Hudson the target and marks. Just out-bodied Osborne there, who was a little bit too far under the ball. Hudson is too far out to score. Beautiful pass to Danny Southern, who spent the first quarter on the bench.
That is good play. They were able to clear out their forward 50 then, the Bulldogs, and they had Smith and they had Southern on the full forward position, and there was a lot of space. Hudson waited. I think he was looking for Smith first and foremost, but then Southern made the move into space. Never looked this for a drilled low pass. Gives the defender no chance whatsoever. Good play.
Danny Southern directly in front, right on 50. Kicks not as truly as he would have liked. It drifts away to the left and through for one behind.
It's been a bit of a surprise packet up forward so far this year. He's booted 4 goals because since he came across to the Bulldogs, he mainly has been a defender. But now he can go onto the forward line, showing his versatility is Daniel Southern. So Graham Wright likes to bring the ball back for the Pies. Kicks long. He's looking for Richardson. He's got 2 to beat. The big fist away from Dent. And they'll toss it back in.
Just KB, while Southern was lining up for goal, there's a bit of stuff going on in the wing. They're giving Jose Romero a hard time, so obviously Collingwood are taking it up to the Bulldogs in their own tactics.
So Darcy versus Richardson, 2 young guns. Dimartina sharked it well. Back to Romero around the corner. Grant, too much carry on the ball. Collingwood, he's got a chance, should kick a goal. And drills it.
Doggy's back in front.
He's been very good this year, Lee. He's kicked 8 goals, 2 for the season. He's been pretty handy.
And what we can hear in the background is that woof, woof, woofing over the PA system. I hope they don't dig too many goals today, the Bulldogs. That'll drive you crazy, but certainly terrific ground level play here by Collingwood. The quick kick for quick hands, quick kick, and keep the ball running forward into space. And just lucky off the boot then of Southern, but he was good enough, Collingwood, to be the quickest reaction to get his hands on the ball.
Well, Lee, a bit of kennel cough could always set in. So from that centre bounce, Collingwood go forward. McDonald just kicks a high ball and it's been taken by Darcy.
Darcy, who's been pretty mobile, having a duel with Richardson in this quarter. That's not a bad mark either. Southern taken a couple since he came on. Romero bombs it high. Tall Timber needed. Grant looks for the free kick after he didn't take the mark. Mopped up by Graham Wright. Out towards Watson, 2 of Collingwood's best players in the first quarter. In fact, make it a trio. McDonald's done well as well. Oh, collision course here.
Good mark.
Rocker took courage. Back to guess who? Shane Watson. The pass is terrible. Croft takes it from Johnson.
Downfield, Pete.
Free kick downfield.
Collingwood had the numbers at the fall of the ball too, but now they're going to give away the kick.
Hudson. That's a good mark. Leading out well, Rowan Smith.
Don't fancy that matchup at all. Graham Wright can match Rowan Smith for speed, but as a key defender, to have the instincts to block the lead, I just don't think Graham Wright, that's his job. Wouldn't be surprised if
Who's
Richard Osborne, maybe Richard Osborne of their key defenders, or even Mel Michael himself.
45 metres out, low trajectory drop punt, misses its target. Just the greater portion of the prize and through for one behind.
They're not making the most of their chances, the Bulldogs, really. They're just, they've had plenty of shots, had plenty of forward chances, but a bit of fumbling, bit of inaccuracy in front of goal. As I say, just not quite on it. Maybe they've believed their own publicity this week, KB. They've had plenty of good positive stuff.
Well, they've certainly dropped a few marks. Even Chris Grant a few moments ago also dropped a mark inside 50.
So Osborne breaks away from full-back. Beautiful kick distance-wise up towards where Southern nearly took the mark. Couldn't quite complete it. Hudson over to Dent, the defender, down towards left half forward. Dogs with the numbers. Garlick kicked a beautiful goal in the first quarter. Similar position on the boundary line. Right up high. Grant taken to the ground in the tackle over the boundary line in front of Osborne for a throw-in. Player hurt too.
That's Rowan Smith. Don't think he's hurt, just cannon into from the back. But play on, I think, was the correct call the way I saw it.
Darcy takes it out of the air, is given away a free kick, a push, and Richardson will be the recipient of the free kick in the back pocket.
Bulldogs by 3 points and 50.
Boy, that seemed pretty officious umpiring. Didn't see much in that. He took a little while to throw the ball back, but gee, he just thought he threw it back. I mean, 50 metres is a severe penalty for the umpire, just making sure that he's in control.
Smith might be coming off the ground.
Richardson from the edge of the centre square kicks inside 50. They stand their ground. Loose ball. Ramiro goes to ground. Scotty Russell rode the bump well. Patterson thought he had to try to snap it on West with those quick reflexes. Gets it out to Ramiro, gets it back to Garlick. They've got the runner, Scotty West, through the centre of the ground. Here come the Bulldogs. Here's Dent, runs to 50, long bomb on its way. Great kick, great play, Bulldogs.
And interestingly, Barney, another Bulldog defender kicking a goal.
Yes, they're not afraid to run up there, Dent. Watson's got his 3 in the first quarter, so he's got a few to make up. He got a bit of the ball in the first quarter, actually, Dent. That's his 8th possession, but it was really forward football. If you're under pressure in the pack, it's amazing if you can keep the ball running forward. Your teammates will be the ones there waiting. The Bulldogs got rewarded for that kind of play.
Another Bulldog defender kicking a goal. Dent adding to the Bulldogs total. Ramiro, West. Those two combine excellently at the centre bounce. Southern, a smother. And he gets it as far as Osborne. Collingwood back again, another one. He likes to kick a goal. Collingwood from 45. Hacks it and hooks it.
And in fact, yes, Rowan Smith has been interchanged. I don't know whether he's done too much wrong to himself, but he's just off for the moment. James Cook back on at full forward.
Getting a lecture from the plough. 5'8", and Steve Collingwood, you spoke about his accuracy, KB. Well, he's got more behinds today than in the other 2 games.
Also, Leon Cameron's gone across to play on Shane Watson. Dent had that job in the first quarter, who's just kicked that last goal for the Bulldogs. We see Russell in the back pocket. Loose player, still inside the defensive 50 is Curran. Kicks the ball back towards the edge of the centre square. This has been marked by Shawball. Still on the half-back flank. He's looking for Anthony Rocker. So he just kicks the ball long. Rocker caught in front of the ball. Ellis from the back goes to punch. Cameron to Croft, who's been handy. Johnson's been very good since coming off the bench. Gives the ball back to the running Croft. Unloads a big bomb. No one home for the Bulldogs. Taken by the skipper.
Ran himself into trouble. He tried to create then Croft, but he just ran too close. The player wasn't on upfield and has actually turned the ball over.
Some rebound out of defence, right, kicks the ball back, and there's those long arms of Anthony Rocker.
Yeah, stand on to Rocker. It's a lot of height there. If it's a reach up above the head as it was then, Anthony Rocker just too tall. They've loaded up their forward line now with tools. Shawball is on the ground as a forward 2, so all of a sudden you've got Shawball and the 2 Rockers, 3 big marking players. Paul Williams effectively now playing full forward to try and drag Tony Liberatore to a part of the ground where he doesn't really want to play.
Well, this is an important kick, Lee, because the Pies have to stay in contact. The Bulldogs are 10 points in front, and we know if they get a roll on, they could put a few goals between them and the Collingwood. This is a big bomb. He unloads it.
Got it.
I think we often talk about players getting too close to the man on the mark, and then they have to lift the ball and alters their kicking action. Well, Anthony Rocker did exactly the opposite here. He kicked the ball, I reckon, 15 metres further than he actually had to kick it from the man on the mark. But as it went forward, it was just a reach. Rocker versus Dent, and Dent just looked for Rocker's body. And have a look where he kicks the ball from. Well outside 50. No chance getting anywhere near the man on the mark.
Rocker gets the goal. Interestingly, Buckley and Williams, just 4 kicks between them, make that 5. Williams to half forward. Watson out wide with the kick. Bouncing ball. Which way will it go? Rocker spins around. You get the distance from there, you'd reckon. Oh, what a kick! Just off target. In fact, the mark has been taken, but I think behind the line it was. Big kick by the big Sav, so 2 behinds is tally today.
Pete, he actually tried to centre the ball and went off the side of his boot, so it was really nearly a lucky goal from
You're
Sav Rocker.
a very hard man, Fly.
I was right behind him, mate.
Okay, I'm not arguing with
and
you.
as Cameron's looking to kick the ball in, Dimaterna's run out to be on his own on the wing, on the opposite side of the ground where Cameron went, so he's certainly not going to get used.
Wild takes the mark in front of Ellis.
It's a poor kick-in. If you're really planning a first, second stage kick-in, miss the target first go, you're really in trouble.
Buckley's second kick gets it to McDonald as the Magpies work it around. Difference 3 points in favour of the home side, the Bulldogs.
And Anthony Rocker kicked it easy from this kind of distance. Alex McDonald will be kicking from a marginally outside 50. We see so many shots at goal from this 50-metre mark now because players get back and zone up. There's a lot of congestion between the 50-metre mark and the goal, so really the percentages seem to be have a ping from a long way out.
5 and 3 for Alex McDonald. Kick number 6 is going to be pretty close. Goal umpire has a move. He's got it. Collingwood back in front. What a game.
Yes, it is a game. They had their chances. The first 5-10 minutes of this quarter went with the Bulldogs. They messed around a little bit, got a couple of goals in front, but Collingwood have had a couple of opportunities now, and again, a kick-in mistake. You turn the ball over on the kick-in, inevitably the opposition end up having a shot for goal, and 2 big bombs from the 50-metre mark have stayed on line.
41 plays 38. Alex McDonald on screen. He's only missed 3 games since moving across to Collingwood from Hawthorn.
We see Williamson there on the, on the centre circle line, trying to get the best spot.
Well, the Pies have a great record against the Bulldogs. Bulldogs haven't beaten Collingwood since 1994. And they've played 123 times, and Collingwood's won 91.5 times. So it's a great record, although the Bulldogs are favourites to win today. Free kick goes to Richardson inside the centre square. The kick is on. Again, it's Rockers the target in front. This time Big Sav couldn't take it. Kick off the ground. Loose ball, Dent, hands and knees. Back to Croft, who's been very good. Gives the ball across to Johnson, goes wide looking for Danny Southern. Grant, great pick up, then loses it.
I was going to say, wasn't that fantastic ball control by Grant? He just took possession off the ground so easily, but then he just tried to wrong foot Brownie. In fact, the ball slipped out of his. Have a look at this fantastic pickup. But then, where's the ball? Oh, it's gone.
Martin also on the ground for the Bulldogs. Richardson just shoveled the ball out, didn't hit a target, and his skipper in Brown. Loose ball again. Scotty West does well. Wonderful agility. And again, we see the ball forced over the line for a boundary throw.
Is that tight at close quarters? Jose Ramiro then just charged into the bottom of the pack and got first hands on the ball, but the Bulldogs teammates couldn't quite extricate it.
Toss it in on centre wing. Richardson playing in front of Darcy. Caught. Shane Watson with 3 goals, the only multiple goal kicker on the ground for Collingwood. All goals coming in the first term.
And Rowan Smith back on the ground, but this time Terry Wallace has left James Cook at full forward, so they're the 2-man full forward line at this point.
Bounce on centre wing. Collingwood by 3 points. Approaching the halfway mark of the quarter. Big leap by Darcy. Patterson spins out with the footy. Has to try to bend it back. West getting underneath it. The ball spins away from him. Coming in. Oh, good tackle. Rira nearly got there. He was taken down in that tackle. Throw in right on 50 in front of the
situation off the ball. As we had this boundary throws or ball up on the wing, Crediuk ran into the forward line to try and drag Buckley with him. Buckley tried to get a teammate to cover. So there's a lot of cat and mouse going on in a lot of these duels.
That might be out on the full against Darcy.
And Russell Morris there. Get out of the way, Ray Russell.
He's only got a kick there, Fly. Buckley to take the free kick. Only 1 kick in the first quarter. He's had 1 already so far in this term. Now 2. Can't keep a good man down for long. West from Shawball to Hudson. Hudson inside the semicircle at half back. Loose man out there is Dimatina. 2 bounces. Kicks from outside 50. Didn't have a shot at the goal. Southern marks directly in front. Great footy.
Didn't they create the space and the loose men from the kick-in? It wasn't not from a kick-in from the defensive area. It was just a good spoil, and once they got the hands on the ball, it was just Dimatina was free. Unfortunately, Krasinski, I think it was, who was actually, or Osborne, who was actually on Southern, had to go across to pressure Dimatina, and Southern left on his own.
Missed a goal earlier in the term after spending the first quarter on the bench. He was further out. He's about 20 metres closer in this time. What's he done? It looks okay. Danny Southern kicks it. The Lost Dogs home comes to Optus Oval again.
I think what we saw there when they came out of defence then is how hard this Bulldogs team run. It's not a question of just a grid at close levels. They're good at that at close quarters. But when it came off halfback and Brad Johnson was charging down the middle, he just didn't quite get there to get used. But Dimatina drew the defence and then really the loose player was created and Southern finished.
Bulldogs back in front by 3 points. 6-8-44, 6-5-41. Darcy again versus Richardson. Ramiro had it, lost it. Desperate at ground level, kicked off the ground by Richardson. Chance for Williams. Being closely guarded by Liberatore. Great tackle by Libba. Playing game number 200 today.
Interesting situation that. Williams has had 5 kicks, and really he's just going straight to full forward after the centre square clearance, as you see him run away from this pack. But just at the moment, while he looks like he's going to trouble Libba overhead, not too many of those situations are presenting themselves.
West, back edge of the centre square, trying to set it up as the playmaker. Angles it, looking for Danny Southern. Osborne thumps the ball on. Richardson, Hudson's got 2 to beat. Gets rid of the ball, looking for Martin, going to ground was Godden. Youngster start on the interchange bench. Hudson left it behind, quick hands, gets it back to Martin. So the Bulldogs, with loose players on centre wing, go to Cameron, finds Jose Ramiro. They've got the runners. Ramiro outside of 50, again a centering kick. And the mark's taken by Dimatina.
Well, I'm sure we'll see this in replay. The umpire doesn't get a chance to see the replay, but I think he was very, very fortunate not to have a free kick paid against him. Let's have a look at this. There's Dimatina, leans on Kwaziska, pushes Kwaziska. Free kick. Should have been a free kick.
Dimatina directly in front, bangs it through. Bulldogs by 9 points. One thing I have noticed, Lee, is that when the Bulldogs players are kicking the ball, they don't actually kick it straight to the goal square. They kick it about 25 metres out from goal.
That hot spot out in front, yeah, they're certainly looking for the players in that key part of the ground. And again, Smith, as we look forward, has resumed play in the true full forward position. But again, they've just got away a little bit, the Bulldogs. This is where Collingwood have to really get to terms on the scoreboard again.
Virtually pointed Ramiro, didn't he, where he wanted the players to lead to, just outside, about 25 metres out from goal.
Back to the centre, 9 lead changes so far, 6 in the first quarter, 3 in the second, 9 points the difference so far in favour of the Doggies. And we will see another bounce.
They are sort of close quarters, the Bulldogs. Whenever there's a half ball at ground level in the middle of packs, there seems to be a Bulldogs player that gets his hand on the ball. Collingwood are matching them today, no doubt about that, but certainly at that level of the game today, it's pretty hard to get a free possession.
By Sheehan puts it down. Freddie Hook, 35, wild, fellow redhead. Kicks to half forward, Collingwood with the numbers, but it's a Bulldog mark. Leon Cameron drags it in. 93 best and fairest. Kicks across the ground to set it up. Darcy, good mark. Came in from the side. Terrific grab over Richardson. They're having a good deal this quarter. Again, setting it up. Crediuk. This time they use the corridor. That's a mark. Dimatina from Krasinska, the 2 number 28s. Back onto his left. Kicks to half forward. Bad option as it turned out. Mark taken by Michael. Michael centre half back.
They're certainly looking to use Crediuk when they can, the Bulldogs. He's playing that tagging role on Buckley, but he's having plenty of the ball, Crediuk himself.
Man who kicked 3 goals in the first quarter, Shane Watson. Johnson. They work it away again, Dimatina. Nest of magpies down there, 3 of them. But it's Ramiro. Kicks to half forward again. Hudson, a little flip on, not as good as he would have liked. It goes to Godden, one of the rookies in the Collingwood side today, and tipped over the boundary line there again by Watson. We'll see a throw in close to centre wing under the scoreboard, which shows the Bulldogs leading 7-8 to Collingwood 6-5.
Yes, interesting. Buckley's only had 3 kicks and Crediuk's had 8 possessions, so not only the tagging role, he's skirting the ball, Crediuk.
And Dimatina also a very important player for the Bulldogs. Hudson lost it.
Free kick.
High tackle, I think, was paid, and they've certainly got all the space in the forward line. We look ahead of the ball. Plenty of Bulldogs players to be used.
Again, he kicks to the front of that 50-metre centre-half forward position. Smith just tried to paddle the ball along. Collingwood defence under pressure in the second term now. Bulldogs lead by 9 points. Patterson comes away, gets good support from Buckley. Patterson caught. The Bulldogs are hunting in numbers. Here's Dimatina outside of 50, wants to set it up. Beautiful kick out wide. Coming through hard was Grant. Couldn't quite get there. Didn't have enough carry on the board. Johnson, 35 metres out. Quick snap. He's off target.
He's not moving too well, Rowan Smith. He was interchanged earlier, and he's just really not on the ball today, Rowan Smith, by not on the ball, not handling the ball cleanly, not playing near his level of great ability. Just not a good day at the moment, but just maybe he's a little sore.
Well, one thing that we do know about the Bulldogs is that they will tackle ferociously. And they hunt in numbers. Brown from centre-half back goes wide to Krasiska. Born-again wingman just pumps the ball back towards the half-forward line. Ellis, the high flyer in front at ground level. They need a crummer. Crow had it. Just couldn't quite feed it out to Buckley. Darcy. Bulldogs working hard across half-back. Dimartina's been an absolute star. Just tries to drill it, and he finds Hudson. He's a good 65 metres out.
West on his own.
West has made good ground. Great vision also by Hudson.
He saw the space, didn't he, West, and came from upfield to fill the space, but Hudson still had to actually just wait the kick into his path. He had to run with the flow of the ball. There's not too much fun doing that when you can't see who's coming. Have a look at this. West made the move into space, and he just had to put it in front of him. There was two Collingwood players in the vicinity, but good football.
Scotty West is on a 45-degree angle. He'll be shooting from 35 metres, and he pops it through. Bulldogs by 16 points.
8 goals, 8 goal kickers.
Yes, it's just coming from all sources. It's a good sign, I think, for the Bulldogs, the fact they've kicked 8 goals, and there's a lot of players that have got involved in the action. And Dimartina, again, just a good, had to be a precise kick. It just got there, but then West got forward. But they're getting good hands on the ball in the middle of the pack, and when they got their chances, they're being able to finish.
$16 points the margin, the biggest margin of the day, enjoyed by the Western Bulldogs, and their 8 goals coming from all different players.
Sav Rocker in the ruck now.
Crow and Dent. Johnson, good gather at right half back. Kicks to space on centre wing. Patterson will get there first for Collingwood, pursued by Hudson. Nice balk that loses his opponent. Rocker, there he is, as you mentioned, having a stint in the ruck, the big Sav. Around Dimartina, who's been a star, and Grant. Onto Brown, who's been playing on Buckley. Gavin Brown, Victorian captain. Darcy edged out of the contest. Crowd says ball. Anthony Rocker give to Watson, who kicked 3 goals in the first quarter. Can't quite gather it in here. Long hand pass back to Rocker around West. They lose it. A turnover. And the Bulldogs may be able to run it out through Martin if he can gather it off the hands of Buckley, and that's out of bounds. The umpire says throw it in.
Yes, interesting. Sav Rocker in the ruck. He's a good ruckman, Rocker, no doubt about that. The question is, what does it do is his physical condition for the day, because sometimes it just wears him out.
He's a lot tougher playing in the ruck than at full forward.
Well, he hasn't done enough so far, Lee, so he might as well get into the ruck.
No, it's a bit like that, it's no use just having him up on the forward line, but he can be actually, as a pure ruckman, quite a decisive influence, because he can jump and thump, and if he does get the ball, you know he can kick it a long way upfield.
Barney, Collingwood have got all their 3 big men on the bench, Monkhurst, Richardson on the blood rule, and also Schauble, so they're struggling.
16 points they trail. They'd love a couple of goals before half-time. Patterson missed it. West.
Terrific at ground level.
That was almost a throw. Martin's kick out towards centre wing. Picks it up again. Started on the bench, Martin. There's that centering kick again. They do about 50 metres from goal. Curley, who's also come on, a chance. Beats 1, beats 2. Had prior opportunity. Wasn't holding the ball. Collingwood fans thought yes. Kicks okay. And the marker's there. So Todd Curley making the most of his first opportunity to get it to Romero.
Yeah, no doubt it was play on. Neither of the tackles were really held, and as this is happening, Sav Rocker, in fact, is heading for the interchange bench, and Damien Monkhurst is going to come back on as well. But then he just was able to break the tackle. As I've mentioned a few times, broken tackles cost you dearly.
They may pay the ultimate price. Romero can make it 9
again,
goals.
that tackle should have been laid, but again, tackle was broken. And then all of a sudden you've got a free man to be used upfield.
So maybe 9 goals, 9 goal kickers. 40 metres out, pretty well directly in front. He's got it.
Yeah, it's been an interesting situation here in the ruck. When the Bulldogs decide to go with Darcy, well, Collingwood decide to go with Richardson, then Rocker. But now that Wine's back on, Monkhurst has come back on. So it looks like we just got a one-on-one situation between the two big fellas, the real big fellas. Again, broken tackle, play in front, because most of those quick kicks will drop short.
Bulldogs by 22 points. Scotty West and Di Martino at ground level, causing Collingwood all sorts of problems. Liberatore just feeds the ball out to Grant. Just chips it up to the half-forward line. Curran. Martin has come off the bench, done some great things. De Crediuk has been good all day. Kicks the ball wide. Backing back is Curley. Tried to thump the ball on. Hudson over the ball. Couldn't take control. Kicks it off the ground. Osborne just shoveled the ball out to Michael. Gives the ball back to McDonald, who hugs the boundary line. Too close. So Ellis will take the kick for the Bulldogs. 63 plays 41. And certainly at the fall of the ball, the Bulldogs are winning out.
Yeah, West and Ramiro at ground level, they're terrific little players to get their hands on the ball and still be able to get it clear.
Ellis kicks the ball to the true centre forward position. Grant got there late on the scene. Williams thought he had it. Libba just gives it off to Di Martino. Partners in crime, finds Martin.
That's one of those line ball situations with Williams. Is he probably held the ball a split second longer, it was probably a mark, but I think play on was probably a reasonable call. And then it was again the ground level players of the Bulldogs who took the ball away.
Well, this could be an AFL record.
10 goals, 10 goal kickers.
10 different goal kickers for the first 10 goals. So Mick Martin, who's expected to be a big improver this year for the Bulldogs, it's starting to bend back. It won't quite get there. It's been marked on the line by Smith.
Now this will be an interesting situation. He's obviously on an absolutely acute angle, but very close to the goal post. Really, if he just walks in and takes his time, Smith, and just comes slightly out to his left, the angle opens up enormously. But he's got to almost get to the point post before he does. Krzyzewski is very, very close.
So Rowan Smith tries the check side kick. He's popped it through. 10 different goal kickers for the Bulldogs.
Yes, I mentioned that situation a couple of times. I don't really think that Rowan Smith has been on the top of his game today. But in those overhead marking duels, he just was a bit too tall then for Graham Wright. The long kick in went to the goal line. And here it's just an outreach, a body reach. You've got to make sure the ball goes through from behind, but there's no Collingwood defenders back there, no tall players, and a terrific conversion. They're hard, those banana kicks, but Smith made it look pretty easy.
Gee, it seemed like only minutes back I said all the lead changes, we've had 9 of them, but the Bulldogs have kicked the last 5 goals and blown the game apart. Ramiro taken down by Williams. Grant kicks to right half forward. Krzyzewski, Curley and Osborne. He took it out, Krzyzewski. Time to steady. Ramiro goes the punch and goes it effectively. It will be a throw-in on centre wing. 28 points is the margin.
Well, I wonder, KB, whether Paul Williams, they're trying to isolate Liberatore where he doesn't want to play, but just maybe you've got to let Williams, the game's slipping away a bit, let Williams run around midfield and see if he can get the ball and break through with it.
They certainly need Buckley and Williams midfield, maybe even Scotty Russell.
He's had 3 possessions, Buckley. This is just unbelievably low number for a half of football. He'd normally have 12 to 15 by now.
Maybe even have Scotty Russell on the ball as well, because it's here when the loose ball comes that the Bulldogs are absolutely killing Collingwood.
Wirra to Cameron. Oh, gee, they might get another one before half-time. Dent, who's one of their goal kickers. Now the whistle's gone, and it may be a free kick downfield, so they could get a goal.
Yes, this is a free kick downfield. Yeah, you can't afford to be giving away easy kicks downfield. You've basically conceded 50 metres and a free possession.
Now, there are only a few seconds left.
Well, Collingwood, we've seen him at times take on the man on the mark and have a crack round. Let's see what he tries to do. Yeah,
beaten by the timekeeper. In fact, he kicked it through, I believe.
Yeah, he's still beaten, though.
But
we saw Tony Lockett did that in the first round against Port Adelaide. In fact, played on, and the siren went in the middle of him playing on. But I think Collingwood was always going to have a crack at it. But good half of football by the Bulldogs. That last half of the second quarter, they really began to dominate the game. So half-time hasn't come too quick for Collingwood. They have to consolidate and
regroup.
Yeah, regroup, I guess, is the word we use all the time. Because the Bulldogs, I think, have kicked the last 5 goals and certainly dominated that last 10 minutes of the second quarter.
7-goal term by the Western Bulldogs, and they have 10 different goal kickers. We won't run through them here. Collingwood just 2 goals for the quarter, and the difference is 28 points at the main change.
There are 3 sure things in life: death, taxes and the end of the analogue mobile phone network. If your mobile telephone number starts with 014, 015, 017, 018 or 019, then the end is near. The analogue mobile phone network closes on January 1 in the year 2000 in all but some rural areas. But for a limited time, Harvey Norman are doing red-hot deals on digital phones. Time's ticking away, so don't delay. See Harvey Norman today. Red-hot analogue to digital deals available at these locations.
May means sporting mayhem on the Channel of Champions, Sports Australia. Soccer and the English Premier League is coming to an end with Man U and the Gunners fighting for the crown. Basketball. It's the Women's World Championships and our girls are a shot at the title. Cheer on our Opals with exclusive breakfast coverage. NRL. Exclusively live games brought to you by Sports Australia's expert commentary team.
Beautiful stuff!
Plus every game replayed at a time to suit you. Netball. The Commonwealth Bank Trophy continues. Australia's best battle it out for club glory. Swimming. Join us when the Commonwealth Games team is announced. Rugby. Campese, Rugby's My Life. An exclusive look at one of Australia's greatest ever players. All this and more mayhem on Sports Australia.
28 points the margin at the beginning of the third quarter. The Magpies really must get the first goal. Bulldogs taking complete command of the match in the last 6 or 7 minutes of the second quarter, after we had 9 lead changes in the first term and a bit.
Lee, there's often been talk that Nathan Buckley could play centre-half forward. Do you think that we may see him even in this game where Buckley could go to centre-half forward and Anthony Rocket a full forward? Because there's also talk that Anthony and Sav might both be full forwards.
Well, I think at the moment Tony Shaw's saying, where can I use my resources? But I think Stephen Crediuk is a good matchup for Buckley in terms as a defender, because he's got the same height. I don't think Buckley's going to be able to just be too big for him in the air.
Moncourse contesting the bounce. This is Wirra. Gives away a little hand pass. Now there's a free kick. It's coming back. Anthony Rocker just inquiring as to where the mark is.
And it's crazy, isn't it? He's probably going to kick the ball from the front of the centre square, which is almost 60 metres, and I still think he'll probably make the distance.
I was going to say I wouldn't back against him, buddy.
It's only a question of whether he's probably going to be able to kick the ball straight over that kind of...
He's back in the circle now.
He is. He'll go and he'll run from and kick the ball pretty much on that centre square line. It's a big kick, but he does kick the ball a long way.
Stuttering run up. It's got underneath a little bit like a 9-iron golf shot. West, good gather. Off the side of the boot as it turned out, but directly up the spine of the ground. Watson to Wild. West intercepting again.
Wasn't that good?
Dual best and fairest in doggy land. Scotty West kick up towards half forward. Oh, player drag down there, Dimatina. In fact, this Collingwood will take the free kick.
Well, they started the game okay, Collingwood, or this third quarter, but that smother by West, they were about to have a shot at goal. And that's really a fantastic smother and get again by West. It was a terrific close quarter play. His status in league football, KB, has just risen enormously in the last 12 months.
Well, I think last year when he beat Chris Grant in the best and fairest, the Bulldogs, that people realise as we see Grant there diving for the mark, just what a good player he is. So McDonald, who's has lined up in the back pocket along Michael, comes away from the half-back flank and kicks the ball. Here's Watson, who kicked 3 goals in the first quarter and takes a big mark on the half-back flank. So this is a dangerous kick, and Jose Ramiro has read it well. 69 plays 41.
Had to be a 50. Oh, that's silly play, isn't it, really? That's a great mark by Watson, but when he kicked the ball over his shoulder, he couldn't see what was ahead of him, and it happened to be Ramiro and Watson, and I think he's been interchanged maybe for that mistake. But that was a long, I think it was a poor 50-metre, not a poor, well, it's right. I think it was about a 70-metre penalty being paid. Poor play by Scott Russell to set up the penalty in the first place.
I'd like to buy real estate on that guy, I tell you.
That was a long 50 metres, that one.
And if
Here we
Jose
are. Let's have a look
Ramiro,
here. We just have a good shot of this. We didn't quite see. Just the left hand of Russell, and certainly Ramiro was smart enough, KB, to pull the ball, hands away from the ball and let it fall.
Scotty Russell is also coming off, and Krzyzewski coming on. Now, if Ramiro can kick this, he'll be the first Bulldogs player to kick multiple goals in the game. 10 individual goal kickers. He hasn't spoilt that stat at the moment. He just puts it over the line, and luckily, even for Jose, snuck in for a point.
This is a replay of Scotty Wine at the centre bounce.
Looks like he's swallowing his mouth guard. Certainly gagging when he put it in.
Couldn't quite get it right. Goes up.
Look at that.
With the mouth guard out. Gee, that's pretty dangerous, actually.
I don't know what it's protecting, but it's certainly not your teeth.
No. Gavin Krzyzewski back onto the ground. Was on the bench, albeit briefly. 29 points the margin in favour of the Bulldogs. Almost the sun in the eyes there, but Diamantina made it look easy. He's been one of the stars today for the Bulldogs. And pinpoint accuracy finds Hudson. And the skill level of Terry Wallace's side beginning to show out.
Yes, they have been very precise. Certainly the ability to know when to kick over ground and when to kick short to the player moving short, as happened then. It was a good movement by Hudson and a good finish by Diamantina.
Now Hudson, can he become the first multiple goal kicker for the Bulldogs? From 48 metres, no. The record is still intact.
Let Collingwood off the hook here a little at the start of this third quarter. The Bulldogs, just this last 3 minutes, they've hemmed them into their forward line, but have missed 3 shots. So it just keeps Collingwood's hopes that little bit more alive.
McDonald to kick in. The difference out to 5 goals. Not a big margin by the way football's played today. Graham Wright takes the mark in the back pocket.
71 plays 41. So the Bulldogs by 5 goals. So the Magpies kicked the ball wide to a big pack of players. Scotty Wine went up there with a big fist away. Garlick the rover. Pumps the ball back. Grant, the high flyer, couldn't quite get his hands on the ball. Here's James Cook, goes to ground. Didn't play the ball really on its merits again. McDonald puts it over on the full.
All he's done today, James Cook's look at the umpire looking for free kicks. The whole idea is to go for the ball. If you get a free kick, well and good, but don't put yourself out of the contest just to play for the free kick.
Hudson centres the ball. The Bulldogs have done this well all day. Grant, the high flyer, also James Cook. Crow, clever. Feeds the ball out to Osborne on the half-back flank. The Bulldogs make them work hard. Crow, once more, they're under pressure. Shawball comes away on the half-back line. The loose players all set up. So the Magpies have an absolute field. Scotty Russell, time for think music. Daylight second. Outside of 50, centres the ball. Buckley's the target. Tries to take a one-hander, crashed into by Croft. Great defensive play. Credihook under pressure, didn't hit a target. Russell, quick hands, taken away by Scotty Wine, the skipper. Again, the Bulldogs with numbers. Johnson rockets the ball out wide. Jose Ramiro on the end of it. Goes back. The running Wira just ambles away, trying to set it up once more. Bulldogs in the centre of the ground. Loose players ignored. They kick the ball on. Grant out in front has got it.
Third man up. He was always going to mark it as long as he timed the loop.
James Cook on the lead, but Grant's going to unload a big bomb. Hudson's getting back there as well. Off hands through for a minor score, but a great passage of play by the Bulldogs.
Yes, they had the play on the way up, Collingwood, but this spoil, that one, that's up the other end. That's where Grant's ability just to jump and leap third man up. But at the opposite end of the field, the spoil that was affected on the Buckley marking attempt initiated the rebound.
Graham Wright to bring it in. 31 points the margin. It was 28 at half-time. McDonald, who's been a sometimes kicker in it today. That to the centre wing. Cameron, a chance to keep it in play. Has he done so? Yes, no. Out of bounds. Right next to the interchange gates. And we'll see a throw in. Monkhorst back into the side today. Spent a little bit of time on the bench. Wine beats him to it. West Off the ground effectively. Dimittina liked his game. Around right, well shepherded by Grant. Centering kick again, as they do all the time, the Bulldogs. Great mark. That's Rowan Smith.
Well, it certainly worked okay, but I reckon they're dangerous centres when you're centering it out to centre-half forward. It's one thing to centre it out 20 metres in front of goal, but as soon as you centre it out to almost where the 50-metre line is, you really have to mark the ball. Otherwise, the ball's going to be rushed down the other end. But that's all hypothetical because they were good enough. He was good enough to mark the ball on this occasion. Smith, as I said, it hasn't been a great day for him, but this shot at goal from directly in front will be great for his confidence if he can nail it.
Kick number 5, he's taken 4 marks and he's missed that one as well. So Collingwood, well, they're off the hook in this quarter. Rowan Smith, 1 goal, 1. As I said, the difference at half-time was 28 points. It's now out to 32. So 5 behind they've kicked so far. 10-13. The Bulldogs tally. This time the ball to be kicked in by Jamie Tape. Goes to the outer side. Smith tries the punch. Watson in front. In fact, it's McDonald who takes the mark. The former Hawk, short of right centre wing. It's gone in short as well. Scotty Russell. Long hand pass. Can the Magpies set something up here? Graham Wright.
From centre wing. Goes down, looking for Schauble off hands, and they'll toss it back in.
And Leon Cameron has had a pretty good game again today. He's a player who's been dogged by injury, hamstring, quad problems the last couple of years, and he's just settling in nicely, just easing his way back in across halfback, which is a good spot for a bloke who can bring the ball out with such precision, either left or right foot.
Darcy versus Monkhorst. A big monkey, a bit too tall. Ground level again. We see Crediuk, who's had a good game. Scott West at the bottom of the pack. He's been there all day. This time beaten by Curran. Monkhorst. It's a wild handball. And there's Leon Cameron, Lee has just spoken about. Setting it up. Ramiro to Dent. The loose player's been sent up. The Bulldogs do this well. Paul Hudson, 45 metres out. A goal kicker bangs it through.
Where did he get there by himself, Hudson? I think it's kind of those situations sometime where he probably just didn't chase out hard enough, Hudson, but when the ball and the turnover came on the way back, he was all on his own. There's a bit of foxing. I don't think either player's going to be silly enough to throw a punch in that situation, but it's all about intimidation.
One-way traffic now. In fact, the Bulldogs have kicked 6 goals, 5 behind since Collingwood last scored at the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. Darcy up high. Oh, collects it himself. Well played, son. Oh, classic. Down towards where Smith takes the mark. That was great footy.
And at that centre bounce, Nathan Buckley is actually pushed into the half-back line. Crediuk still his direct opponent. 3 possessions for the game, 3 solitary kicks, Buckley. He can't get it, but here's great backing up ruck work and just put the ball out in front of Smith here. The ball just dropped short enough. In the front position, the ball will generally drop short, and good play by Smith.
Well, he definitely score from there, you'd reckon, which he has done, but a minor one. 1 goal, 2 to Rowan Smith. So 6-6 to the Bulldogs since Collingwood's last score. That's 42 points.
And young Chris Tarrant has now gone to full forward. Really, they're throwing their forward line around Collingwood, but really the midfield yeah. Unless they start winning some balls and really key balls midfield.
Well, you've either got to man up and play on the likes of Dimittina. I saw right there before having a crack at it, but not tough enough as a tagger in picking up.
I mean, the Scott West and the Ramiros getting first hands on the ball. They're the ones who are starting the play.
Maybe you've just got to reverse it if you're Collingwood and pick out a couple of players who can do a job on their ball winners. Here's the high flyer. That's young Tarrant who's just come onto the ground. Ellis has got a loose player again. They've got the numbers. Croft's been very good. So has Ellis and Crediuk. It's a tough defence leading in this game. They were the best in the competition in the first 2 rounds. Just 78 points against the Bulldogs' defence. They're sharing the ball, the Pies. Brown from Buckley across to Crow, and that's a shocking kick. Under no pressure at all. Could have gone straight down to full forward where he's got Anthony Rocker 1 out.
It's interesting confidence, isn't it? There was a marking contest between Johnson and Buckley on the wing. and Buckley went for the punch instead of jumping for the mark. I think, you know, he's had a bad day. Normally, if his confidence is up, I think he just would have leapt up and marked it.
So Big Monkey with strength, pushing and shoving, loose ball. Liberatore just tumbles the ball forward. Dimatina, he has been magnificent today. Buckley, ball beats him over the line, and there's his shadow.
KB, there's a bit of speculation that Buckley has a groin in his right leg or a thigh, so he may be troubling. It doesn't look like it at the moment, but just the way he jumped before, he does look troubled.
So a boundary throw in on centre wing. Bulldogs lead 80-41, so it's a 39-point lead. They're led by 28 points at half-time. They trailed by 5 points at quarter-time. But since halfway through that second term, they have been magnificent. As Monkhorst leaves the field, Big Severio Rocker comes back on.
Just Russian roulette. It's just like the revolving door on the Collingwood interchange bench.
Been working overtime,
to work something out. Anthony Rocker now, he will resume the ruck duties, and Severio into the forward
Chrissy
line.
Curran now is picking up Scott West, so maybe he might have the job of just trying to limit West, and there we see him being dumped to the ground. Liberatore at ground level, short kick, still on the half-forward line. Anthony Rocker gets it across, and Buckley just tumbles it forward.
Fourth kick only to Nathan Buckley. Across the half-forward line, they're losing out. Cameron. Liberatore takes it from Ramiro. Only his second kick, Libra, in his 200th game. Dimatina, number 13 for him, one of the best for the Bulldogs. Cook, nearly, yes, no, play on as
and
the call.
Still looking at the umpire.
Osborne from Michael. Right at centre wing. Two bounces. Patterson provides the shepherd. Graham Wright. Long bomb in towards full forward. Croft will punch from behind. Shawwell should kick a goal. Yes! They've finally got one, the Maggies. At long last, that broke the drought. The Bulldogs had kicked 6-6 since Collingwood's last score at the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. And Richard Osborne comes up a little bit short of breath.
And it was really the Dimatina. He turned on his left. Have a look at Cook here. He gets the front spot. It goes to ground. He just too often and looks at the umpire. You've got to be up and having a crack at getting the ball back. And again, poor piece of play.
So can that lift the Pies? A badly needed goal. We can see there on screen where Shawwell doing the roving. So from the centre bounce, it's all tied up on the edge of the centre square. Curran at the foot of the pack. Buckley again couldn't quite take it. Garlick can. Puts the ball over the line.
Boy, that ground level work, I mean, we've talked about ad nauseum at OKB, but the ability of Scott West and Ramiro and those little Bulldogs players to just get in at that ground level ball has just been magnificent.
So Darcy against Anthony Rocker. Dimatina got it first, lost it. Crow, Brown does well. Great vision to Anthony Rocker. Just kicks and hopes, and they're playing in front is Croft. Rockets aboard a Garlick. He's been a great pickup from Sydney. Played for Sydney in their grand final. Dimatina dominating the game. Kicks the ball back, and Darcy should mark. He's on the half-forward flank, and they break wide. Liberatore's in game number 200. Puts it out in front. James Cook's got it this time, Lee.
Come on, Barney, give him a rap.
He will still be looking at the umpire
And
now.
sees the loose player, and Jose
Good play
marks
by
directly
James
in
Cook.
front.
I've got to say that a couple of times. Good play by James Cook. Because I reckon I've been on his back today, but that time he just went at the ball and marked it. And then
Got to his feet quickly.
And he hasn't kicked a goal today, but was still unselfish enough to just actually pass the ball off to Ramiro and make a certainty of the goal, or what should be a certainty from 25 metres out straight in front.
When the Bulldogs get the ball, Lee, their players run hard to create space on the forward line. There was about 3 or 4 players. They just ran so hard into the forward line, but they do it both ways. They'll run hard into defence as well. Jose Ramiro directly in front. He's kicking from 25 metres out. And Jose pops it through. The second.
Yes, they've got all the answers. 26 scoring shots to 12, the Bulldogs. They're well in front on the scoreboard, 39 points, but in scoring shots, they've absolutely demolished Collingwood. And as we said, start at the ground level, the hard-running players, the ability of a Ramiro to run forward and just run back hard into the spaces in the forward 50, and that's how the goal was created.
Only two multiple goal kickers for the Bulldogs, Paul Hudson 2 and Jose Ramiro 2. Libber underneath it, 200th game, Darcy. Crow. Bends it back up towards left half forward for Collingwood. West has got the speed to get clear of Shawble, needs the bounce, gets it. Scotty West at right centre wing, spears the pass in towards right half forward. And the mark is taken by their superstar, Chris Grant. 7 kicks, 2 handballs and 4 marks today, and 2 of those marks have been absolute gems. Good body contests. First one against Gavin Brown was terrific stuff. Michael chips in, not a great kick.
I wonder whether Collingwood have thought of putting Buckley back onto Grant. I mean, Grant's played reasonably well, but just to try and launch to see if Buckley can launch, drop the Crediuk tag and launch a bit of offence off half-back.
Godden to Brown. Number 11, Todd Curley, started on the bench today. Graham Wright loves to run with the footy. Not his best kick. Tunnel ball by West. Crediuk mops up. Gets the hand pass away to Wirra. Grant. Long way from goal. 2 kicks. Launches into a drop putt. Just away by Brown again. Patterson. Quick hand pass. Williams. Magpies are going to clear it. Russell. Up towards half forward. Punched away by Croft. They run the space again. Croft once more. Now towards centre wing. Crediuk in possession. On his own. They can share this around once more. Grant. Kicks into the pocket. Lead is effective and made by Darcy, who takes the mark. Now, the pattern has been, he'll centre the ball. Cook pushes off Michael. Leads well, takes his second mark for the game, second for the quarter.
This time it's Michael looking at the umpire, but that's the initiative that Cook has to do. Push off and run. Very rarely going to get free kicked. For that, it's a difficult shot, but all of a sudden now Cook is starting to join in the party.
To increase the Bulldogs' lead, James Cook goes in short, and that's okay. Alex McDonald wonders. Rowan Smith ponders the kick. All-Australian last year, Rowan Smith. Third in the club's best and fairest a couple of seasons back in '96. Distance should be a problem for him. Accuracy maybe. It's coming around, but not enough to hit the post on the way back. And so Rowan Smith, 1 goal, 3 against his name today. And the difference is out to 40 points.
There's Steve Collingwood getting a little bit of attention. Bulldogs have got winners all over the ground, right from half-back. Trying to set it up. Kicks high. Buckley's got the make that Patterson from behind. Too tall was Darcy. Crediuk got 2 to beat. Young Tarrant, number 20, playing his first game for the Pies. Dimatina again to Cameron. It's been very good across half-back. Finds Alice. Just too much carry that time on the ball. This is Buckley. Smack bang in the centre of Optus Oval. Kicks the ball wide. Osborne's been moved up forward. Paddling the ball along in front of Dent. Big Sav. He's got a chance to feed it off to Osborne. So Aussie from a standing start pumps the ball deep inside 50. Cameron playing in front. Got Wild to beat the back of the pack. Young Tarrant. His first goal in AFL football. And he's a happy boy.
Yes, it just presented itself. It's really the skill error that on the way out that went over the head of Alice, and then from the forward manoeuvre, Collingwood had the 3 players, and it was it was really the bouncing kid. First goal in league football, always a memorable moment. Chris Tarrant's experienced that today.
Tarrant getting his first goal and giving Collingwood just a little bit of hope with under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 34 points. It was 28 points the margin at half-time, so the Maggies haven't lost that much so far in this quarter. Patterson, oh, and a crow! They went down like 9 pins. Williams gets taken out of the contest. Liberatore's hand pass is ineffective. It went straight to Curran, and it's going to be a throw-in as Ellis picks himself up.
Lee, I tell you what the Bulldogs do well. It's just not, say, Liberatore playing on his opponent, say, Williams, but if Liberatore can't get to him, another Bulldog player will get across and exert some physical pressure.
They play team football. They don't just pick up their own man. They pick up whoever's on.
West from Dimatina. Still West. Back to Romero. It's Romero and Libba, both discards down at North Melbourne. 2 Bulldogs went for the mark. Cook was in front.
Wasn't that a terrific way he worked his way through there, Scott West? It's amazing how players creep up. He won the best and fairest at the Bulldogs last year, but he is now one of the elite midfielders in the competition.
No doubt about that.
Up by Brian Sheehan to bounce it. 40 metres out from the Bulldogs' goal. West again. Curran nearly. West goes once more. Free kick pushing the back, going Collingwood's way. Curran the recipient. Curran goes short, too short. Terrible kick. Oh, Hudson got it. Really fickle bounce. Coates needed here, and he's got plenty. Thought about Wirra. Goes to Liberatore. Wow. Knocks it back. Martin started on the bench today. Runs his full distance, maybe more so. And the pass that time is okay. And Cook has taken the mark. 3 marks this quarter and 3 for the game. So Cook getting his best results in this third term so far.
It's mainly, I think, through Bulldogs' lack of ability to convert goals up forward, but Collingwood has still got a sniff in the game. Just this last 5 minutes, this goal may well put the flame out a little bit again, but I think they've just started to get a bit of a sniff, Collingwood. Long way behind on the scoreboard, but the Bulldogs just can't quite nail them through inaccuracy at the moment.
Now Cook a little bit uncertain here. That's not a good sign. Goes in short. The angle was probably too acute for him.
Yes, it's probably only a 5 metres in from the line that Cook had, but 5 metres can open up the goal mouth quite a bit.
Curley probably 50 metres. Cook goes back to the goal square. Michael watching him closely. Curley now from inside 50. That's coming around with a breeze. And he's got the goal. Just what Collingwood didn't need. Close to three-quarter time.
Yes, good goal by Todd Curley. Absolutely, the ex-West Perth, ex-Collingwood, was on the Collingwood list a couple of years back. Didn't really quite make it out of Victoria Park. Went back to West Australia, then back to the Bulldogs, and has become, just in the last 12 months, a pretty useful player. No real spot at this point, playing off interchange, but again, Cook just chipped it across, and it was a good finish. Here's a good kick for goal.
Bulldogs by 40 points. Darcy in the ruck. He's had a good game, beaten by Monkhorst this time. Martin just didn't get the run of the ball. Curran just feeds it back. Monkhorst driven in the ground by Darcy. Bulldogs continually force the ball forward from Martin, but it's been marked by Brown. So Buckley down from half back. Drives the ball up towards Rocker, playing in front. Scott Crow pounced on it. 45 metres out, an open goal. Can he bring it back? Yes. He's got it. Quick reply by the Pies.
Yes, and you can see the value of Buckley coming. He's now in the back line and the ability to overlap and receive the hand pass. But then the precision and the long kicking skills got it forward. Here we see Buckley coming through the centre square. Only his 6th kick for the game. So certainly hasn't been a contributor of any note today. But if he can start getting his hands on the ball, well, Collingwood will start scoring.
About a minute and a half left of three-quarter time. If Collingwood can manage to get another one and keep the Bulldogs out in that period of time, well, just maybe you'd think they could have a sniff in the last quarter. Maybe. Romero's kick. Short. Was that interference? Bulldogs fans were looking for it. No, says the umpire. Hudson takes the hand pass. Gets it up to Collingwood, who's just come back onto the ground. Collingwood, Buckley should take this and does. Buckley, short. Out to Scotty Crowe. They're trying to work it out of defence. McDonald. McDonald up the centre wing. It's all right. Tarrant. Kicked goal this quarter. He's first in league footy. Patterson can't control it. It's out of bounds. But importantly for the Magpies, it is in their attacking half of the ground. And they have got time, maybe for another major before three-quarter time.
Pete Williams has just come off with a left thigh, it looks like, so he's not in too good condition.
Well, that's not good news.
Which may have been what he carried into the game. We'll just see what that was.
Courage by Patterson. Didn't have the skill to clear the ball. Socked away and picked up by Martin. Gee, he's got a good turn of speed. Michael Martin. A bit more so than his namesake, perhaps. McDonald stands his ground well to take the mark in front of Rowan Smith. Been pretty busy, Alex McDonald. Graham Wright, Collingwood's leading kick getter. Buckley picking up number 7. Buckley from centre half back. Long bomb. May favour the Bulldogs. No one can take the mark. Recovery important here. Shawwell, can he pick it up inside the line? The clock ticks down. They'll need to take a mark or kick it quickly. Patterson. Outside 50, centering kick. Now they must take the grab. They can't. Rocker's there. There's the siren.
Well, Lee, I just thought then that Big Sav had the chance, have the big run and just crash into that pack then and take a really strong mark. Elected not to actually go for the mark. If we could actually see that again, I'm not quite certain whether we can, but obviously a bit down in confidence, because that's the sort of thing that you like to see a big, strong full forward do, crash in from behind and take that strong mark.
Just making sure you at least get your hands on the ball. You might not hold the mark, but you just got to attack the ball in the air and make sure that the opposition defence aren't able to.
Well, you're going to skittle half the defence anyway. Let's have a look at this. We'll see Big Sav here. Just waiting back.
Maybe thought that Tarrant was in the best position, to be fair, but
I'd like to see him. Look, I've seen Sav over the years, and there's times when I reckon he looks like Tony Lockett. He's just so, so big and strong and dangerous, and he's just got him. From my point of view, that's the sort of way I'd like to see him play.
9-5-59. Collingwood at 3-2 at a time, and the Bulldogs with a handy lead, 13-15, 93.
You're Roy McAvoy, the golf pro?
Mm-hmm. Oh! It's a pretty girl, there's such an ugly swing.
From the creator of Bull Durham and White Man Can't Jump.
Remember, this game's about trust and touch and letting go.
Get your hands off her ass, Roy.
Hi, honey.
Comes a look at men and women.
I think I'm in love with you. Well, I'm gonna qualify for the U.S. Open and kick your boyfriend's ass.
And the games they play.
Tell me you're not just, like, at least moderately attracted to me.
You have moments.
Golf pro Roy McAvoy was never going to hit the big time.
Who hit that shot? Yeah, who hit that? That's got to be the woman. I thought you said it was a virus. Well, a woman can have the same effect.
But since he met her, he's changing his whole approach.
The moment I first saw you, I knew I was through with bar girls and strippers and motorcycle chicks.
Kevin Costner.
Something about that chick.
Rene Russo and Don Johnson.
You're all nuts.
Tin Cup, coming soon to Movie 1.
So is Gavin Krasiska picking up Tony Liberatore?
I think he is. Paul Williams is off the ground, so he's at least in midfield now, Gavin Krasiska.
Bonkhorst. Down to Romero, Crowe, Patterson. Collingwood must get the first goal. Martin's got him, lost him. Patterson lost the ball but regained it. The Big Sav, nearly. West mops up. Played a great game again. Goes across the front of goal. Arguably dangerous, but pinpoint accuracy with the kick. Darcy, 35-metre hand pass nearly to Romero. As good as a kick, there's a whistle behind play.
Shepherd off the ball, was it, or push? Yeah, I didn't quite see it myself, but Todd Curley, in his effort to protect the ball carrier, was either shepherded too far from the man with the ball or given the shove, but it's a it's a fair penalty that will end up being paid for that indiscretion by Curley.
Richard Osborne has the kick, topped the goal kicking for the Western Bulldogs back in 1995. Something he did on 5 occasions when he played for Fitzroy. Osborne, outside 50, close to the man on the mark, going close, accuracy is okay, and the distance is there too, it's a goal. And Barney, just what they needed to start the quarter.
Well, they're doing what they have to do, Collingwood. They've kicked 4 goals since half-time, no behinds, 4 goals, whereas the Bulldogs, on the other hand, have kicked something like
3 goals, 6.
Yeah, 3 goals, 6. So they've had all the scoring shots, but they haven't been able to get it through. Now, that's a big penalty, isn't it? Big penalty, big indiscretion, big umpiring call. A free kick may have been there, but instead of the ball being in one forward line, it ends up being a goal to Collingwood. So that may well lift the Magpies.
So the Bulldogs by 28 points. Big Monkey in the ruck. Gets his hands on the ball, taken away by Patterson. Liver did the smothering. Krasiska in there at the centre bounce, which could be a good move, Lee. He's tough and strong.
Yeah, he's a hard man at the bottom of the packs, Gavin Krasiska. Whether he's got the running power of those Bulldogs midfield group, well, that remains to be seen.
Well, as long as he can make a contest. There's Krasiska once more, got to the fall of the ball. Liver, the tackler, buried.
It's one of the few times in the middle of the pack where the Collingwood players had his hands on the ball, I mean, and actually got there first, so that's a good sign.
So again, umpire Sheehan will bounce in the centre of Optus Oval. Monkey again slaps the ball forward. Ramiro to Dimartina. They've both been great today. There's the terrible 3 to Scott West. Pumps the ball deep into the 4 line. Michael in front just thumps the ball over the line. And he's a pretty impressive young player.
Yeah, good fullback instincts. He knows when it's a real skill to time the spoiling punch, just to make sure you get your hand there, prevent the full forward from marking. Michael has that natural ability.
Anthony Rocker on the interchange bench. Again, Monkhorst got his hands on the ball. Grant tried to weave his way through trouble. Collingwood all tied up. Tackled by Brown. Wright just weaves his way out of trouble. Gets the ball back to Shawbull. Kicks the ball back to where the wing. And there's Krasiska out marking Liver.
Another goal to Collingwood. This match is alive, I reckon, KB.
Krasiska from the half-back flank. Drives long. Richardson out in front's got it. So the Magpies maybe with a sniff. Kicks wide. Watson kicked 3 in the first quarter. He'll be shooting from 45. Bulldogs did waste chances in that third term. Kicked a lot of behinds, easy points.
Liver coming off.
And Liver's coming off. And coming on is Brad Johnson. So Liver playing his 20th game. Got a bump down here, just in front of us a few moments ago. So Watson off target.
Guess you can't keep kicking goals from every scoring shot, and Collingwood probably need to do that. 34 points at 3/4 time. They needed to kick 6 goals more than the Bulldogs to win this game.
Liver takes a rest. His teammates don't, though. Johnson. Kick up towards left half forward. On his bike is Dimartina. One of the Bulldogs' best today. 40 metres and closing. Bends it round. But not far enough. And he has to settle for 1 behind.
Peter, just a quick update on Paul Williams. Did not even go into the huddle, so obviously his left thigh is that badly. So it looks like he may miss a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Fly. 3-10 is the difference. That equates to 28 points. So sadly missed is Williams, one of their major playmakers. Scotty Crowe at half-back. Oh, Trediok a little bit late on Krasiska, and that's going to be 50 metres.
And hasn't Krasiska been good early in this last term?
Yes, he has. I think he's been a pretty useful player for most of the game, but certainly his ability to get in the middle and mix it.
Another update from the bench, Peter. As McDonald takes the mark. Liver looking very, very sick and sorry on the bench with a groin.
Yeah, I thought he got one a little bit low. Rocker. Now, Rocker's marked well within kicking distance, but you see the boundary line in the background. He's very close to that. So quite an angle from which to shoot. And you can see the net camera shot there. Very, very close to the line. So a goal here would give the Magpies hope. He's got the distance. The goal umpire backpedals. I don't like the look of this. Or has he got it? He has! Wow! The Maggies back in win this, trailing by 22 points.
Yes, no doubt about that. You could see the game starting to change about 5 minutes before three-quarter time, I thought. All of a sudden, the Bulldogs, who absolutely dominated that quarter from midway through the second quarter to midway through the third, but kicked inaccurately. They got 40 points ahead on the scoreboard, but Collingwood are now putting the pressure on.
Big Sam kicks his first. Would that be the catalyst for the Pies? Umpire Sheen ready to bounce the ball. 13-16-94. Big Monkey on screen versus Luke Darcy. 11-6-72 Collingwood. Monkhurst again comes charging in. Got his hands on the ball again. Patterson, quick kick. Still a loose ball inside the centre square. Collingwood rockets the ball out wide to Grant. Goes wide looking for out there. He finds Crediuk. Gives it the running Martin outside of 50. Unloads, pushing and shoving. Rowan Smith in the goal square. The ball tumbles through for a minor score. Mick Martin on screen. Alex McDonald. So Buckley to bring the ball back. 95 plays 72. Collingwood have been outplayed by the Bulldogs all day, particularly after that first quarter. But Collingwood are within 23 points. Buckley favours the outer side of Optus Oval, just pops in the air. It's a poor kick. Crediuk takes the grab. Not paid. Ooh. So a spot of luck for the Pies. Krasiska has been hit, drops the ball. Patterson goes in hard. It's a loose ball. The Bulldogs just throwing themselves at the ball on the half-forward.
Hasn't young Michael Martin found a yard over the summer, I reckon? Today I've been really impressed by his leg speed. His second year of league football, but certainly debuted actually a couple of years back, but certainly just looks so much quicker this year.
Curley on and Danny Southern off. Collingwood forced the ball forward. Caught behind was Russell, behind Weira. There's Speak of the Devil. Martin gives it across to Weira on the half-forward line and pumps the ball inside 50.
Can the mark be taken by Crediuk? Yes, it can.
And I think just off the ball, a very, very good shepherd by Smith. Yet, see, Smith, he just was able to put his body. It was just that half and up. Officious umpiring, you could have almost paid a free kick against Smith for the interference to McDonald, but I think he just kind of stood his ground, didn't make it too obvious, and the umpire gave the benefit of the doubt to the team with the ball.
Crediuk could become goal kicker number 12 for the Western Bulldogs today if he's accurate. I think not. He's missed. So the Magpies hang in there again. But that 3-6 in the third quarter that the Bulldogs kicked has certainly kept Collingwood in the game.
3 goals, 9 since half-time, Pete.
That's right. So the difference actually is 2 goals, 12, which equates, of course, to 4 goals. Tony Shaw goes for the phone. Magpies live in hope. They've got plenty of time, over 14.5 minutes. Huge kick out this time, and the umpires found the Bulldogs free kick in that marking contest. It'll go to Dent, perhaps, or Darcy.
Don't Monkhorst.
The latter to take the free kick on centre wing. Centres it. Garlick. Weira unloads with a long bomb. It'll be a contest, or will it? Grant. Brown, good punch away. McDonald should rush it through. He can't. And Gavin Brown just a little bit after that contest.
It's a great spoil by Brown. He was out of this contest. He just got there.
I think you're talking about timing your punch.
And attacked the hands, didn't attack the body, which was the temptation, so it was a good spoil.
So in forward pocket. Darcy out the back. Ramiro, was he held? Monkhorst on half a step. Kicks up towards another contest on centre wing. Punch away by Dent. He's punched that about 25 metres downfield. Ramiro onto the right. Screws the kick back in front of goal into the corridor. Big leap was by Cook. Couldn't complete it. Brown. Nearly caught. Socket away by Wild. Up towards where Patterson should be able to pick it up. Not too much support. And finally gets hold of Graham Wright. Can the Magpies hit something up here? Watson from centre wing. Kicks down towards the big Sam. He couldn't complete the mark. And Footscray defenders come from everywhere. Free kick to the Western Bulldogs at half-time.
An important marking contest there with Severio Rocker. Just couldn't hang on to the Sharon. Weira's got it. At centre half back, loose player Curley just off the bench.
And there was Plenty of pressure from the spoil. The umpire could have easily decided that there was too much holding or body contact in the spoil, but allowed play to go on.
Bulldogs by 24 points. Wirra been hounding this last term, feeds the ball off to Crediot, still inside the centre square, stands and delivers. Out in front is James Cook, ground level. Here's a chance, Martin to the open space. Cook needs a kind bounce. 45 metres out. Grant across the face of goals, and again Brown forces the ball through.
They probably only need the one goal, the Bulldogs, to make themselves safe, but it's just not coming at the moment. Just point after point is piling up, and it's amazing when that trend starts to happen. Players who do have shots at goal tend to become a bit tight and nervous because the tension just builds.
Well, Kev, it's going to be a bit of... Collingwood are going to have a bit of trouble because they've got Scotty Russell in a bit of distress on the boundary with a corked right thigh, so not looking too good for him. And also Paul Williams, as I said, not coming back on.
The Bulldogs have kicked 3 goals 10 since half-time. The Bulldogs, the Pies, 4 goals 1. So inaccuracy has kept Collingwood in the game. Feeds the ball off. Godden runs through centre-half back. Tries to drill it to Watson. It's into open space. Coming out hard is Big Severio. Cameron picks up for Bulldogs. Goes long. That's a great kick and finds Collingwood. Loose man set up. Smith inside 50.
That's what happens from the kick-in. Even though Collingwood lost possession, probably 3 or 4 kicks from goal, the zone players for Bulldogs have never been manned up by their defenders, and on the rebound out of the Collingwood forward line, 3 men were found.
Well, he's kicked 1 goal 4, 3 behinds in the 3rd term. Rowan Smith hasn't had his kicking boot on today from outside 50. He has got it, and he's a happy man.
Plenty of Bulldog supporters here. They're here in droves, and certainly, yeah, it's been a frustrating day for Rowan Smith. 2 goals for the opportunities, but it was here again. He come and met the ball, Croft, and then once Cameron gained possession across half-back, Collingwood, then Smith, then goal, just staved off the challenge for this moment.
3 of the Bulldogs' big guns combining.
And
Cameron, Collingwood and Smith.
And Chris Grant into the centre bounce here. This is unusual move by Wallace.
Doesn't win it. Monkhorst beats him. Dimatina, who's played 4 quarters of really good football. Schauble in the road takes the mark in front of Smith this time. Started on the bench, Paul Schauble. At the centre wing, Garlick leading in the race from Godden. I think I want to have Godden charging at me on a dark night.
I think it was only Chris Grant ran into that ruck contest while Scott Wine came on from off the field, so it was just a covering manoeuvre.
31 points the margin in favour of the Bulldogs. Throw in centre wing. Monkhorst and Wind. Curley taken down by Godden. Good tackle. Little toe poke by Garlick. We'll see the ball out of bounds again. It's about 25 to 30 metres closer to goal, though, for the Bulldogs as we approach the halfway mark of the final quarter. Collingwood still in with a chance. Bulldogs in accuracy, as we mentioned, is well kept a minute. Monkhorst, big thump. Dimatina, pressuring, hustling. Wine, hand pass. Romero, caught, throws it out. Dimatina, wasn't seen by the umpire. Garlick, back to Wine. They share it around. Off a step, Romero. Spiral punt kick down towards centre half forward. And that should be a mark. It's been paid to Michael in front of Darcy. Well judged. On to right. Magpies leading kick getter today. Curran takes the mark in front of West. From right half back flank. Marking contest on centre wing. Garlick again loses out to Osborne. Osborne, Krasiska played a great last quarter so far. Gavin Krasiska started on Liberatore, which was an interesting matchup. Weil gets taken out of the contest by Wine. Martin, who also started on the bench, but he's played some terrific footy since he came on. Collingwood down the centre of the ground. Smith and McDonald. Still Smith. McDonald rides him into the ground, holding the footy so the Collingwood fans. Umpire will come in and ball it up.
You've got to have a chance to be able to dispose of the ball. I think, let's see what happens here. He just picks the ball up, tackle. Yeah, didn't have a chance to get rid of it, but I think ball up. You've got to protect the man first to the ball.
Smith thought he might have been tackled high. Romero, quick kick back inside 50. And Brown takes the ball over. So they'll toss it back in. 103 plays 72. Bulldogs by 31 points. Just under 10 minutes of action left. Darcy too tall to Garlick. Caught. Given plenty of time to dispose of the ball. Enables Darcy to set it up to Cameron. Not quite full distance. Cameron around the corner.
It's a fair kick around the body. The umpire didn't believe the ball had travelled 10 metres, which is why the play on call came.
Actually, Collingwood have been pretty competitive, haven't they, Lee, apart from that last 7 minutes of the second quarter?
Well, I think you're talking 34 scoring shots to 17, so I got a feeling it's just Collingwood have kicked accurately, and in this second half, the Bulldogs have kept missing, and that's kept the scoreboard pretty close.
Buckley goes straight down the centre of the ground. It's a wonderful kick, finds Monkhorst, who will feed the ball off to Patterson. He's been lively in this last term. Goes down towards Big Sav playing in front. He's got it. That's what I like to see. Attack the ball by Big Severio. He nearly went. Well, the distance shouldn't worry him, Lee.
There was a 2-on-1 situation upfield. Two Collingwood players had got clear, but neither of them were really on to be used. The distance is never a problem from around here for either of the Rocket brothers. It's just, again, accuracy from inside 50 metres. It's probably 50-50 for most players.
Well, he's kicked one goal in this quarter. And he's got it. So 2 to Severio.
So again, the margin just gets back that little bit closer. What are we talking? 2 goals, 14. I suppose that's not matters. It's 24, 26 points, but they still keep pushing Collingwood. Again, really in those one-on-one duels, mostly Croft's been able to spoil pretty well.
26 points the margin. It was 28 at half-time. But that 3 goals, 6 in the third quarter by the Bulldogs certainly kept Collingwood in it on the scoreboard. Wine nearly hit it to his opposite number. In fact, Monkhorst collides with Krasiska, who was good enough to get a kick anyway. Crediuk takes the mark over Watson. To Wirra. To Martin. Martin on centre wing. Comes infield. Wine couldn't complete it. Cameron hustling. Oh, Richardson looks for holding the ball. That could be conceived as a throw. Umpire says no. Still he lets it go. Still Martin with that speed that you spoke of, Barney. Nearly tripped up. Martin to Hudson if he can mark. He can't. It's a loose ball in a one-on-one contest. Grant comes out for link assistance. Curley reads it best for the Bulldogs. Spears the pass in towards the forward pocket. The mark is taken there by Smith. Looking to get around the man on the mark. Michael in front and behind the Southern. Garlick's there. Now it's shot it through. Who kicked it? It's a goal. Give it to Garlick.
2 goals to Simon Garlick. Kicked a fantastic goal in the first quarter.
That was a great one, wasn't it?
And spent a lot of time on the interchange bench. But he looks a likely pick-up too.
Well, I think so, yes. Recruited from the Sydney Swans, of course, over the summer. And the ability to play a close-checking mountain role. And I think it was right on the goal line, but benefit of the doubt to the goal kicker. But he's been pretty good, Garlick. Started on Scott Russell and kept Russell out of the game early, and is a pretty useful little ground-level player.
Back to 32 points in favour of the Bulldogs. Again, Monkhorst gets first hands on the ball. Scotty West. What a game he's played. He's been magnificent today, along with Dimatina. Here's Garlick, tries to drill it. Danny Southern out in front, just couldn't quite hang on to the Sharon. Cameron, the crummer, thumps the ball deep down to the goal square, pushing and shoving. Loose ball, bounces through and hits the post.
Great fan of Rowan Smith, but today hasn't seemed to have been his day. He's had 9 kicks, had 8 marks, strange. He kicked 2 goals, 4, but I don't know, it just doesn't look like, I wonder if he's absolutely 100% fit or he's a little bit sore. I just don't think he's been at his upper level of ability today.
Monkhorst on the lead. It's been ignored by Buckley, who goes short, finds Patterson. Still inside the defensive 50. Patterson kicks the ball down towards the edge of the centre square. Richardson thought he had it, lost it. Shawble's handball was smothered. Dimatina, ground level. Monkhorst on the bottom of the pack. Wine falls on top. 11 individual goal kickers today for the Western Bulldogs. Their first 10 goals came from 10 different players. Scotty West just paddles the ball to himself. He's been unbeatable today. Collingwood feeds the ball back to West. Kicks the ball towards the half-forward line again. Rowan Smith out in front at ground level. Had it, lost it, was Tate, ex-Tiger. Loose ball to Buckley. So kicks down towards centre half forward. Big Sav out in front, pushed under the ball this time by Croft. They'll raffle it. Bingo. Lucky number 18. Cameron. Towards the boundary. Tate. Spent most of the day on the interchange bench. Got Curley to beat.
Throw in right in the middle of the interchange gates. So the lead that the Bulldogs enjoy at the moment, you would reckon, should be enough to get them over the line. Certainly they've been the better side on the day. The likes of Dimatima and West around the packs. Monkhorst taps down. Oh, there was a...
Ramiro's been a fair player too, hasn't he?
Got rid of the kick.
Their quick hands at ground level has just been fantastic, I reckon. Their ability to get it under pressure and give it accurately under pressure has just been tremendous.
West on a Collingwood who just come back onto the ground, marks in front of Buckley.
The reaction time of the Bulldogs players has been good. Even
Terrific,
then,
yeah.
you just saw Collingwood gives the ball straight back to West, runs straight away. West straight away kicks the ball as well, out in front, he takes a mark.
All awareness and alertness, they're certainly tops for that.
Kicks, hits the post. So Steve Collingwood's tally for the day goes to 1-3. Mind you, he's had a lot of mates that have kicked inaccurately, 15-22. Rowan Smith's kicked 2-3. Brad Johnson 2 behind. Paul Dimatina 1-2. Nathan Buckley again to kick in. Goes in the direction of Michael and Godden. Marked by the former. Right half-back, Mel Michael. His kick and turn to centre wing. Rocker in front, couldn't complete it. Richardson back to Tarrant. His first goal in AFL footy today. It beats Rocker and it beats Croft, but it doesn't beat Credior. It gives it to Croft. Croft across half-back. Shepherd provided, or attempted to be provided, by Wine. Still Croft. Kick could have been a little bit better to Collingwood. Buckley couldn't match him up. Good mark Curley in front of Tate. As KB said, spent most of the day on the bench. Gets a call from the umpire to play on, which he does from midfield. Kicks down towards the forward pocket. Southern, did he take that mark? No, the umpire says no. Then he goes educatedly for the boundary line and finds it. That's mine, he says. It's mine. I took it.
I think if he had taken it, would have been a fantastic effort, because it's the long stretch mark.
No.
Bounced on the way down.
I think a good decision.
Good umpiring.
Monkhorst goes for the boundary line and finds it again.
Have a look if they set this up again, the Bulldogs. They try and clear the space between the ruck contest and the goals. Have a look at this.
Nothing there, is there?
Nothing there. They'll try and hit the ball into it and see if a player can run onto it.
Grant was perhaps the best option. He got, I was never going to say ping, but that's not the right word in this day and age. Wild's kick goes towards the photographer.
You think we need a definition of ping? What do we mean by ping? It can mean a lot of things, can't it?
Better ask Kevin Sheed.
Until after the second siren.
So 4 minutes to go, and the Bulldogs with a match-winning lead. KB?
Yes, they've been the better side all day. Monkhorst has certainly got his hands on the ball in this last quarter. Here's Hudson from inside 50. Missed off target.
They've all got the disease.
2-2.
Well, he's kicked 298 goals in his career.
Inaccuracy is contagious, KB. It's amazing how it spreads through the team in certain games of football. Last week, of course, they kicked 22-8. So it does tend to even out over a long period of time, accuracy of kicking for goal.
There's no wind to bring it back. There was a bit of breeze early in the game. Russell Morris suggested Collingwood kicked with about a 3-goal breeze in that first term. Young Tarrant, playing his first game, has done a few nice things. Looks to have a future. Tumbles the ball back to 50. Bulldogs defence, absolutely superb. Credior, been so good today. Kicks the ball out wide and finds Dimatina, who along with Scotty West and Jose Ramiro, certainly vying for best on ground.
And their stats are just about the same, him and West.
Those three players do so much damage for the Bulldogs. Cameron, it's got better as the game has gone on. Grant, sandwiched between two. Buckley was there as well. Southern, ball thumped on by Wild, taken by Patterson. Back to Shawbull. So the Magpies run the ball out of defence, go short and finds Krzyzewska. And a terrific last term, thumps the ball back towards centre-half forward. There's the high fly and a big save. At least he attacked the ball. I like to see that. Quick snap around the corner. This is by Curran. This could bounce through. So Scotty Curran kicks his first goal for the Magpies.
The Magpies have got 10 individual goal kickers too.
Yes, it's really just been a matter of taking it in whichever way they can. Collingwood, it's not going to be a big margin in this game. 29 points at the moment. No doubt the Bulldogs have been a 10-goal better side. But on the scoreboard, in percentage terms, it's been a pretty good loss for Collingwood, if there is such a thing, whereas Bulldog could have absolutely slayed them in their percentage.
10 individual goal kickers for Collingwood. The margin 29 points. It was 28 points at half-time, so it's been kick for kick, certainly on the scoreboard since then. The Bulldogs have been a better side. Patterson to Krzyzewska to Godden. One of the rookies in the side. Cameron, great mark over the top of Tarrant. And saying, I'll steady it down, boys. Player who kicks equally well with either foot. West. One of the rare mistakes he's made today, West, but Libba back onto the ground, and that's great to see at his 200th. Gets it back to West. Danny Southern, or Daniel Southern, as he's called. Wouldn't argue with him. Well, that took courage by Wild. In fact, the umpire has paid him the mark. Did hold it long enough. Had a great first quarter. Looks for Patterson. Ramiro over the top. Curley. Back to Ramiro. Quick kick. Rowan Smith around Wild. Kicks right on 50. That's going. It's going. And it's gone for a goal. 3 goals to Rowan Smith, and he now becomes their leading goal kicker today after, well, you said, Barney, not one of his better performances.
Well,
but
not really, but I think that's a great thing. He's kicked 3 goals, 4, and hasn't had a great day. That's just the quality of player he is. But the third goal he's kicked is probably the hardest attempt he's had all day. Well, have a look at this here. The Bulldogs turn the ball over as they've done all day. But Rowan Smith on the 50-metre line hit the ball, got it on the turn. Good long kick. That's terrific finishing.
We're looking at a very good side in the Western Bulldogs. 119 plays, 84. Curran gets the ball back to Richardson, back to Curran, to Patterson's battled hard in this last quarter as well. And again, the kick, not to the advantage of Severio.
The Scott West chase and tackle, didn't he? Just put the pressure on enough to, the kick was a poor one.
Croft to Dent. Struggled in the first term on Watson. That's a beautiful kick to Liberatore, back onto the ground. In game number 200, Libera will celebrate tonight. Only 9 Bulldogs players have played 200 games. Chris Grant's got it. He's a good 60 metres out. Here's Libba. They wanted him. He was loose inside 50.
And he would have got it. Buckley was actually on Collingwood and left Collingwood to pick up Libba. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one are we going to go with?
Collingwood. This is going to land in the square. Pushed out by Danny Southern. He's given away the free kick. The crowd actually saw Libba on his own before.
I think a terrific thing by Terry Wallace to actually get Libba back on for this final siren. Let him enjoy his 200th game and be there at the final siren to celebrate the victory.
I'm certain the Bulldog players will carry him off the ground. What a career he's had. Krzyzewska to Wild, to centre-half forward. Out comes Richardson. Ooh. Marks in front of Alice. So Big Severio has got Croft to beat. He pumps the ball high, sets it up. Too much carry on the ball at the back. Severio, it's going to bounce through, wrong side. Just a minor score.
His first for the day.
119 plays 85.
Might be close to the final score. Dent again brings it in. Who said there's no sentiment in football? With Libba coming back on. Cameron. Not one of his better kicks he's had during the day, and he's had plenty. Shuffled over the line down there by Graham Wright in front of Paul Dimatina. 18 kicks, 9 hand passes for Dimatina. West has had 18 and 8. So it's going to be a line ball for the votes. But the most popular player on the ground, if you're a Bulldog supporter today, irrespective of the stats, will be Libba, playing game number 200. Garlick kicked a great goal, as KB mentioned earlier. Garlick's kick up towards half forward. That's as far as it's going. Nathan Buckley takes the mark. That's the end of the ball game, though. Libba will celebrate tonight. Probably not one of his greatest games, but what a milestone for him in a very illustrious career.
He did what he always does, Pete. He took on Paul Williams and basically put Paul Williams out of the game. So that's the role he was actually put into play, and he certainly did that until he got a knock and left the field himself in the third quarter. But a tremendously popular player. He's polarised the football community a bit, KB. Does he actually just take that close-checking, intimidating tactics too far? Some might say that. Personally, I admire him for the fight, the spunk that he's got, just to actually make the most of his footy career as it's getting towards these later stages.